Hey everybody, it's Mr. Loose, and your technique of the week is oil pastels. Today I am going to show you 6 different ways to apply oil pastels and how you can use that towards your art. So oil pastel is similar to a crayon in the way that you work with it and apply it. However, it is not a crayon because crayons are made of wax and oil pastels are actually made with oils. So it allows a more smooth and butterier like consistency when applying to your drawing. So the first technique I'm going to show you is called light pressure blending, and that is simply where you are applying just a light pressure. Okay, not too hard. You're applying a light pressure of 2 colors and slowly letting those 2 blend in. And if you look really closely, you can see how those colors are blending in with each other right there. So my yellow and my orange, because I'm doing that light pressure, they're allowed to mix a little bit. If you look right here. So I have my yellow, and I'm slowly mixing it into my orange. And I'm not going in really hard, heavy, and abrasive. I'm letting them kind of just mix on their own. And you can tell that there's a third, kind of like a yellow-orange character that they're making, okay? And that's all there is to it. That is light pressure blending. Now, using the same 2 colors, I'm going to show you what happens when we do a heavy pressure blending. So I'm going to apply a really heavy, and you can see where it's starting to look very different, right? If we compare this to this kind of still has that look of what crayon would look like, but when you start to actually do it heavy, you can tell where the oil's coming in and making it smooth and have that butter-like consistency. And then when you mix them in, if you look right here, how it makes that new color. So even when you go in and mix it heavy pressure, it still will blend it in, but it's much more smooth. Okay, so that's light pressure blending and heavy pressure blending. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do color mixing, which is just like blending, but we're going to mix our own color. So I'm going to go very simple, and I'm just going to mix blue and yellow together to make green, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my blue. I'm running like a medium to heavy pressure, probably about a medium. And then I'm going to go in with my other color right on top of it. And I can mix and make my own color. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've mixed them together to make the color that I desired. So that's all that is, color mixing, which we can all do that. That's pretty, that's nothing new. All right, next I'm going to go in and do sgraffito. And sgraffito is simply when I go in and I color with my oil pastel. And I'm doing a heavy pressure. But then if you go in and you use a tool, I'm just using like a wooden stick, or you could use a pencil or anything like that, and then you draw in it and scratch away the heavy pressure, and it creates a picture or a design, and that is called sgraffito, because you're scratching away or drawing within what you have done. And like I said, I did a heavy pressure. All right, now what we're going to do is called stippling. And stippling is where you're kind of just jab, 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 making like a bunch of dots or dashes. Okay, and you can do multiple colors if you wanted. to kind of give that visual texture. Or maybe a certain kind of design if you wanted to make it look really interesting. I'm just going in with different colors. Dip, 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 dip. And that's what you could do. And stippling, you could do with any drawing material. That's pretty universal. All right, and then last but not least is scumbling. And scumbling is when you take a color and you're basically just kind of drawing around with it, kind of like a scratchy drawing method. But then whatever you do on top of it, you can still kind of see it come through. Okay. It's kind of this scraggly drawing method. So, though I'm scumbling, you can still see. Scumbling one color on top of the other, you can still see it. Okay. So that is oil pastel.